Are you such a dreamer to put the world to rights? I'll stay home forever. We're 2 and 2 always makes a 5. I'll lay down the tracks, sandbag and hide. January has April showers, and 2 and 2 always makes a 5. It's the devil's way now. There's no way out. You can scream, you can shout. It's too late now.
Because we have not been paying attention. We have not been paying attention, paying attention, paying attention, paying attention. We have not been. Oh, hail to the thief! Oh, hail to the thief! Don't question my authority or put me in a box if I'm not! Maybe not!
Speak about destruction. Speak about destruction. Speak about destruction. This is a world destruction. Your life ain't nothing. A human race is
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary people, however you identify, transhuman, whatever. Welcome to a very, very special episode of Sordid Underground. A special news only episode. I don't see us getting to Swan Song, and I don't particularly care to get. Oh my god, my joint's coming apart. Hold on. What the fuck? It just like completely unrolled. Sorry. I almost just had like burning dry plant material all over me. Anyways, present date, present time. Tuesday, August 9th, 2022, 3:21 a.m. Let me see if hold on. Let me get caught up on what Quaz is saying. On the Roman point, anytime someone tries to compare our current crisis to Rome, especially anti-Trump sorts, I love it when people do that, because I automatically assume that anytime a journalist starts talking about ancient Rome, they're they're only talking, like, whatever they say about it is literally all they know about ancient Rome. It's probably something they picked up from the HBO show that I think was literally called Rome. I outclassed him by pointing out he'd be the guy's is it Marias of this sit rep, a populist reformer whose actions inspire such a strong reaction by entrenched elites. All due precedents may be considered basic sanity a decade before are destroyed. Marias was Julius Caesar's uncle. Was he the one who led the failed military coup against Rome and was killed in the process? And Caesar specifically was like looked at his failures and learned from them. And was like, yeah, when I fucking make my move, it's gonna be a lot more well planned out than his. I can only assume that if the metaphor is to be completed, whatever purpose for her dictator next year since watching and learning that. I've been saying that actually for quite a while. That I want to say even before Trump lost re-election, wink wink nudge nudge, that Trump is not Hitler, Trump is not Julius Caesar, but the next great one is out there right now, watching things very, very closely and learning a great deal. Spoiler alert, it's Baron Trump. But where was I going with that? No, I wrote like a short essay. Again, this is like several years ago. I say short essay like it was published somewhere or something, but it's really just a rather long shit post about how I genuinely believe that Donald Trump will go down in history as the last great U.S. president, because whoever the next great U.S. leader that rises to power will be is not going to be a president. I don't know what title they'll have, but I doubt it'll be president. I think that was Sertorius or something took over Iberia and got crushed by Sulla. So okay, now you're thinking, yes, Catiline's second conspiracy. Marius and his elitist rival outright seized Rome with military force. Okay, I criticize journalists for not knowing anything about Roman history, but I know less. It's all very not literally incestuous, but all like everything. All of Roman history seems like very interwoven in weird ways to me. If that makes do you get what I mean? The difference is at least you admit it. I try to always be the first to admit when I don't know something. To be fair, it's been a good while since you had a great president. Like a century, you're mostly characterized by okayish to bad presidents. Yeah, it's part of the trade-off of having the system of government we do. I was actually talking to someone earlier today about this, where there's a lot of people argue that our entire electoral system is based around the idea that the U.S. essentially does have a generally bloodless revolution every 2 or 4 years, where we throw out the people that need to be thrown out and replace them with new people. Because for most late Republic, Rome was a fucking dense period. Also, Latin names really kind of bug me. They all kind of, like, it's hard for me to remember to, like, how to differentiate them. I know that sounds really dumb, but it's like Latinius, Marius, Maracas, like Romanius. I don't know, I cracked myself up with the Maracas one, but oh, the Byzantines are, yeah, they're real weird. Weren't the Byzantines the ones that, like, it be like assassinating potential heirs to the throne became so commonplace that, like, they started just raising their heirs, like, in complete isolation for their entire lives. And so they wound up being, like, real, like, all autistic, like, weirdos when it came time for them to actually take power. Had, like, zero human interaction. And a bunch of them still managed to be killed, if I remember correctly. Also, what's the... I'm sure you know, there's the weird, like, born in the purple or whatever. Where isn't it like you can somehow be considered royalty without actually being royal? I don't know. It's fucking complicated. It makes the Western Roman Empire look like fucking Dr. Seuss book. Don't even get me started on the fucking Eastern Orthodox. Not exactly, but I know the Ottoman Turks outright systemically killed rival heirs as part of regular succession. I always heard that it was because it was fair, or to be honest, maybe I'm thinking of maybe I am thinking of the Ottoman Turks instead of the Byzantines. Maybe so. I don't know. It's fucked up either way. Shocking. Not Muslims. Muslims? Really? They almost just wiped themselves out in a civil war? Muslims? No. Next, you're gonna try telling me that Israel needs more money from the U.S. for their missiles. Like that's ever gonna happen? And they also have side effects. That also has side. Yeah, probably. Quaz, you might be interested. I know I've been I don't know why I've been chilling for this podcast so hard recently, but last podcast on the left they did a series on Rasputin that you might find very, very interesting. I think it's like a 5-episode thing. But like I want to say like the whole first episode is just about all of the fucking weirdo Christian cults that were running around in Russia at the time, and there's some fucking wild shit in there. Like flagellants are like that's tame compared to some of the shit that people were getting up to. Ukraine. I'm sorry, I don't that word means nothing to me. Oh, I'm sorry, you mean Western Russia, right? Right. That place. You mean the Donbas? The Russian Donbas and Crimea region? I love how everyone. Did anyone else notice how overnight it's like the entire US changed the spelling and pronunciation of the capital city of Ukraine? I think it's the capital. Yeah, and I wondered why I thought I originally assumed that it was just like a more accurate version. Like Iran versus Iran kind of thing. I've since come to learn that they changed it because Kiev is the Russian pronunciation and spelling. Kiev is the Ukrainian spelling and pronunciation. What's this about Soviet clay? I don't know. Kiev, not Kiev. It's such a subtle fucking difference. But apparently it's a very important one that, like, I guarantee you the Associated Press put out a bulletin to all the news companies saying this is the appropriate term now. Because that's literally, like, in case you weren't aware of this, that's literally part of what the Associated Press, the AP, their job is. That's why you see all newspapers and all news media outlets suddenly like start using the same terms around the same time. Like they all quit saying illegal immigrants and all start saying undocumented migrants. It's because, or like they don't say sex change operation anymore because the AP told them don't use that language anymore. Use gender affirming care. I'm more used to Kyiv. Look, yeah, I have mixed feelings about the Ukrainian thing. On one hand, I completely sympathize with not wanting to live under the thumb of Russia. Like that's one of that's a fate no one deserves. On the other hand, we've got a lot of problems going on domestically at the moment. And I believe earlier today, as a matter of fact, just, within the past 24 hours, the U.S. approved an additional $1 billion in aid to be sent to Ukraine. Frankly, I expect the SARS and Soviet historical legacies of the bridge are going to outlast the end. Most likely. Let's be honest. Oh man, I wonder if you could get stuff labeled Kyiv right now, and in like 10 years, it's going to be considered like, oh wow, it's gonna be like having a map that has East and West Germany on it or something. But before we get to the big story, while we're talking about countries being invaded, let's touch on Taiwan real quick. I'll cut to the chase. The map was only one Sudan. A map that just says USA, like in big letters. I've always firmly supported Randy Newman as if I ever become president, he's going to be my Secretary of State.
No one likes us, I don't know why. We may not be perfect, but heaven knows we try. But all around, even our old friends put us down. Let's drop the big one and see what happens. We give them money, but are they grateful?
No, they're spiteful and they're hateful. They don't respect us, so let's surprise them. We'll drop the big one and pulverize them.
Asia's crowded, Europe's too old, Africa's far too hot and Canada's too cold.
And South America stole our name.
Let's drop the big one, there'll be no one left to blame us. We'll save Australia, don't wanna hurt no kangaroo. We're building all-American amusement park there. They got surfing too.
Boom goes London, boom Paris. More room for you and more room for me.
In every city, the whole world round, will just be another American town. Oh, how peaceful it will be.
We'll set everybody free.
You wear Japanese kimono, babe, be Italian shoes to me. They all hate us anyhow. So let's drop the big one now. Let's drop the big one now.
Genius. Brilliant. I'd hire him in a heartbeat. We'll go back to Taiwan because I just want to get to the Trump stuff. The FBI has officially, it's been confirmed, raided Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. I don't even know what to say about this, to be honest. I was actually quite busy IRL today, so I didn't get to binge on news like I typically do. But this was something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. Of course, I've said that with increasing frequency over the past 6 years or so, ever since that fucking gorilla got shot. This is an insane escalation of political warfare. So I thought, you know what? Let's just jump right in and look at the YouTube. Ignore the oh, you can play Skyrim on a pregnancy test? It's actually really impressive. Ignore the VTuber stuff. That's just the algorithm being weird. I have no idea why it would recommend me that. But let's just jump right in. Reuters. Trump says... I love this. I keep seeing it being reported as Trump says. Trump claims. But it's been confirmed. The FBI was fucking there. It's not... They keep... I don't understand why they keep saying Trump says, like... there's not hard evidence that it happened. Like, he might be making it up. Look, here's fucking footage of it.
Trump said FBI agents raided his Mar-a-Lago.
And look, they even say it in the fucking story.
After former President Donald Trump said FBI agents raided his Mar-a-Lago residence and broke into his safe on Monday, a small group of his supporters gathered outside his Florida home. The alleged raid comes while the U.S. Justice Department investigates official presidential records that Trump may have brought with him from the White House to Palm Beach. The New York Times and CNN also reported on the raid and said it was tied to classified documents, citing unnamed sources. The Justice Department declined to comment. The FBI's headquarters in Washington and its field office in Miami both also declined to comment. CNN reported that the FBI had executed a search warrant to enter the premises. It added that Trump, who has made the Palm Beach club his home since leaving the White House in 2021, was not there at the time. Trump made no mention of why the raid took place. Earlier this year, the National Archives and Records Administration...
He wasn't there. Why would he make a comment as to why the raid took place if he wasn't there when they arrived and served the fucking search warrant? Obviously they knew he would not be there when they did so. What a weird fucking thing to put in the story.
Raid took place. Earlier this year, the National Archives and Records Administration notified Congress it had recovered about 15 boxes of White House documents from Trump's Florida home, some of which contained classified materials. At the time, the House of Representatives Oversight Committee announced it was expanding an investigation into Trump and asked the archives to turn over additional information. Trump previously confirmed that he had agreed to return certain records to the archives, calling it, quote, an ordinary and routine process. Monday's alleged raid would only add to Trump's current legal woes, including a probe investigating his part in the January 6, 2021 storming of the Capitol, as well as allegations of illegal dealings connected to the 2020 presidential elections.
I'm sorry, what illegal dealings connected to the 2020 presidential election are they referring to? I'm not aware of any. We'll get to that story later, because I'm definitely going to talk about that. It's for people who own it. Yeah, I know. It's the same reason that they do the clickbait misleading headline shit. It's because they know that the majority of people aren't going to read anything. The majority of people aren't weird autists like me who for whatever sick reason derive some kind of enjoyment and pleasure from following politics. You're probably right, Quaz, about the algorithm thing. So let's see how MSNBC covered it. I bet they gave it a fair...
The major breaking news tonight involving the shocking escalation in one of the several investigations surrounding former President Trump. All of this happened today on the 48th anniversary of Richard Nixon announcing his resignation.
Really? I did not know that. Do you guys think that's a coincidence?
The FBI has just searched Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's home in Palm Beach, Florida. A senior U.S. official telling NBC News the FBI was there for, quote, the majority of the day. Trump himself was not there. He was in New York City. But Trump did break the news himself in a statement complaining that his home had been, quote, occupied by a large group of FBI agents. He called the search not necessary. NBC News has learned that the FBI...
we will be going over his entire statement instead of cherry-picking 5 words out of it.
Search at Mar-a-Lago is a National Archives-related search, and several boxes of documents were seized by agents today. Trump lawyer Christina Bobb tells NBC that she was there for the search and that paper was seized. The archives had asked the Justice Department to...
Okay. I want you guys to look at those boxes. Do you guys think that Donald Trump is the type of guy that he was moving those boxes full of documents himself? Or do you think he's the type of guy that pays people to do that shit for him? I don't know. Like, they act like Trump, like they're framing it like Trump, like, went and, like, broke into a filing cabinet when no one was looking and, like, grabbed a bunch of files and shoved them in his suit jacket and then just, like, strolled out whistling and trying to act casual. Like, several investigations betting now that they will not specify what in light of a lack of smoking the gun, and they will drag out trying to save the midterm. Oh, absolutely. This is 100%, just like the January 6th hearing, or is that the term they're using to call it? Let's call it what it is. Show trial, kangaroo court, a Banana Republic style political smear job. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about results. They care about pushing a specific agenda, a specific narrative. Period. They're looking for... Wait, they're looking for Sine for that miracle at this point. Politically motivated snooze fest. Yeah, it's not working with conservatives or independents, but it is working with Democrats. Let's go. Real clear politics. Let's look at some polling. I don't trust polls, and I never reference them, but for some reason I feel like doing so right now. It's a To-Who reference. Goddamn polls. You guys want to see a good poll? Biden job approval. Oh my god, what's it at? Currently, 39.6 approve, 56.1 disapprove. That's a 16.5 gap. It's not good. I wanna... God, why is their site so fucking hard to fucking navigate? Oh my god. Okay. January 6th hearings poll. Alright. CNN poll. January 6th hearings haven't changed opinions much, but most agree Trump acted unethically. So here we got CNN politics. Jennifer Agiesta. It's from July 26th. Let's see if this just gives the embargoed for release. CNN opinion poll. What the fuck? I don't know. I feel like CNN didn't mean to publish this or something. Anyways. Da, 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 da. I hate it when they actually write out the numbers to try and force you to read the article. All told, the poll finds that 69% of Americans consider January 6th attack to be a crisis or major problem for American democracy. That's up slightly since earlier this year when 65% said the same. More broadly, 54% say they see American democracy as about the same as the 52%. Although there was little movement on each of these questions, partisans appear to be moving in opposite directions. While Democrats are becoming more likely to say democracy is under attack, 55% now, up from 46% earlier this year, and that the January 6th attack is a major problem or a crisis. And here's the number I was looking for. Among Democrats, the January 6th attack, 96% of them believe it is a major problem or crisis. 96% of Democrats take all the January 6th stuff super seriously. Just 36% of Republicans now say that it was a crisis or major problem. And 54% feel American blah. Where's the independents? And here it says roughly 4 in 10 overall have been closely following news about the hearings. So most people aren't even watching. With attention concentrated among Democrats. 55% of Democrats are following at least somewhat closely, compared to 40% of independents, 28% of Republicans. Polls show 100% of people would agree to any question we ask of them in a poll. Oh, wait. Hold on. See, this is why I gotta use my phone for chat, so I can actually see live chat. Because for whatever reason on Top Chat, it didn't show anything Quaz said after the several investigations thing. So hold on. The critical flaw in their reasoning is thinking anyone gives a shit besides so already in their court. Trump is, as said, a populist, and you counter populist by attacking that. To counter a populist, you must convince the common man he is either less of an effective solution for them, or that you are a better solution for them, not the guy in Brooklyn, Joe Factory Man. And shit like this is why I don't think there is a centralized conspiracy in the traditional sense. There's a reason jackass on the internet can outthink them. It's because it's ad hoc. Is it presumptuous that you're referring to me as that jackass on the internet? Pulse. But no, I agree with you. There is not a centralized conspiracy. No, you meant yourself. Fair enough. Because I think just fundamentally the characteristics of someone who becomes a career politician don't tend to work well with others when it I don't know why I'm trying to put this nicely. They will all stab one another in the back the first opportunity they get. If a politician is a person who would cut your entire family's throats in front of you and force you to watch if they thought it would give them a slight boost in the polls. Never trust the government. If you all learn nothing else from me, let it be that. Never trust the government.
Examine Trump's handling of records that he took out of the White House and down to Mar-a-Lago after he left office. NBC News has also learned the FBI notified the Secret Service earlier today about the intention to execute that search warrant.
I would hope so. That could have wound up real real bad if the FBI showed up and the Secret Service wasn't expecting them and guns started getting pointed at one another. Speaking of which, I know probably a lot of you have seen this. In case anyone hasn't, it's short. It's worth watching. Hey, there's me. Why is it not showing up? I want to watch a 15-minute long version of it. Oh god. That's super fucking loud. I have no idea what the video is called. And now I've wasted a ton of fucking time. Derailed my stream. Come over here for a second. So I'm pretty sure I pinned it in my Discord channel. I'm positive I did, actually. Wait, hold on. This is it? Yes, this is it. Okay. Let me go back to Streamlabs. Boom. How to deal with the ATF.
I'm going to show you a video that is probably going to make chicks pregnant. So there's a crazy video of the ATF going to a house, and the ATF is like, hey, you know, you bought some guns, we need to see if you still have them because of straw purchase. A complete violation of your Second Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, and just, you know, basic common sense and humanity. Here's where the ATF agents, they go to one dude's house, and the dude goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get it. Hold on a second. Closes the door, calls the cops, he goes, there's somebody out here pretending to be a cop who wants to see my guns. And that's how you get this confrontation right here.
Hey, turn around, let me see your hands. Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
What's your deal?
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground so I can find out who you are!
It ain't happening. This is how you get shot. I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist! Keep your hands up!
Dude, why would I have an Olay shit?
Get your hands up! Get on the ground!
Face down now!
Now!
Face down! You guys are making a big mistake.
You are the one making the mistake!
And then you see that. I get on the ground! I'm a federal agent! If that got you off, have a cigarette, get ready for round 2 because it gets way better.
Wait a sec, do not resist.
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a moron.
Wait a second! Wait a second! No, don't do this! Wait a second, I got a medical condition! Get my license out of my pocket!
We're getting you secured first.
Please, wait! No! Hold on, I'm hyperventilating.
I can't breathe!
I'm not!
Stop resisting
Would you
now.
please get my ID out of my left pocket?
Stop
I'm
resisting.
begging you! My wife's please!
My wife's pregnant! Where did that come from?
Sir, please!
Joe, get your taser out. My
My
taser. Get your
federal
taser out.
friend!
Get your taser out, Joe.
No, don't do that!
Don't make me.
Don't do that, okay? Here.
Get him cuffed. Get him cuffed.
Don't taste me, bro! I'm a federal agent! Oh, fuck you, Patriots not win. Somebody show me Nancy Pelosi's floppy tits. Quick! Medical emergency!
Anyways, I thought that was worth sharing. That's one of the best things I've seen in a very long time. So let's go to Twitter because I'm pretty sure I have some stuff from there related to the Trump stuff. Do I? I guess not. But what, you know what I do have that is semi-related, as long as we're talking about the FBI and the DOJ. Ironically, I believe it was just yesterday I was posting on Discord something to the effect of the DOJ is a corrupt joke and desperately needs to be abolished. Something to that effect. And then this happens, and let's talk about political extremism for a moment. Because several days, about a week ago, a lot of you have probably seen this. Via Project Veritas, FBI whistleblower leaks an FBI domestic terrorism symbols guide on militia violent extremists. This is confirmed real. Let's see, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Domestic Terrorism Symbols Unit, Militia Violent Extremism. You'll see MVE used a lot. Yes, the Betsy Ross flag is down here under commonly referenced historical imagery or quotes, alongside the Gadsden flag, the Don't Tread on Me flag, the Liberty Tree flag, which, those of you unfamiliar, the Liberty Tree was a famous elm tree in Boston near Boston Common. In 1765, colonists in Boston staged the first act of defiance against the British government at the tree. Also, the fourth commonly referenced historical imagery or quote from militia violent extremists is just Revolutionary War imagery. It's just like a Minuteman. Symbols. What they have the ANCAP flag, which I thought was actually kind of funny, because I don't associate ANCAPs with violent militia extremists in any way whatsoever. But I did take issue with the fact that the Gonzales battle flag made it on here, which is the come and take it flag. Although they also try and combine it with the Spartan version. Those of you unaware, Gonzales battle flag. It's a big, important part of Texan history. Battle of Gonzales was the first military engagement of the Texas Revolution. It was fought near Gonzales, Texas in 1835 between rebellious Texan settlers and a detachment of Mexican army soldiers. That's where it took place. Essentially, long story short, they requested reinforcements, and all they got sent was this like old tiny ass cannon. That was it. And the Mexican military showed up and sent them a message saying, surrender your cannon, and their response was, come and take it. And they fashioned a crude flag out of like a bed sheet and wrote, come and take it, and drew the cannon on and a star, and that was the battle flag that they flew. It's still a very popular symbol in Texas. Like, you see those flags there. I have a sticker or magnet on my fridge that says, that has the come and take it shit on there. But apparently that's a potential symbol of being a violent militia extremist. Now here, the second page is where I really started to get agitated. Common phrases and references associated with militia violent extremism. And here's the one that really chaps my ass, right? Quote, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants, unquote. I'm sorry. You mean the Thomas Jefferson quotation? Thomas Jefferson one of our greatest founding fathers. A quotation from him is being listed by the FBI as a potential sign of violent extremism. If you like Thomas Jefferson quotations, or you too much, or you like the wrong ones, you better look out. I also think it's got a kick out of the fact that, quote, I became unreasonable made it on that list, because that's a killdozer, the killdozer guy. That's a quote from him. MVEs, or militia violent extremists, consider the following individuals to be martyrs. Vicki Weaver, Ruby Ridge, 1992. For those unaware, Vicki Weaver was the wife of so-and-so Weaver, who lived off the grid and wound up having a standoff with the U.S. Marshals and FBI in the early 90s, and the FBI hostage rescue team, they had already killed his 14-year-old son. He was going to visit he had the son's body in a shed outside the house. He lived off the grid, and he was going out there with his 16-year-old daughter, and the FBI hostage rescue team, their sniper, decided to open fire upon them, and as they fled back inside the house, the sniper fired a round that went through the door, striking his wife, Vicki Weaver, in the head, killing her as she held their 10-month-old baby. So yes, that is someone that people who tend to hold anti-government views might consider to be a martyr, considering that she was an innocent bystander that the government fucking shot in the face for no good reason. That PBS and Sunlit had technical issues to emulate cut footage on camera. Oh shit, GOJ took the ANCAP McNuke. They did! Is your internet back, Tetrahedron? It's a matter of the people empowered, transparent, not having principles anymore. At the very least, the Habsburg monarch humbled himself to God. You can't even say it. No, you really can't. Also, Marvin, I think is it Haymeyer, I think is how it's pronounced, is listed after Vicki Weaver as a martyr. Again, they just straight up, they put next to his name Killdozer 2004. So, I mean, they know all about Killdozer and what a hero he is to militia violent extremists. Also included is Ashley Babbitt, the unarmed woman. I believe she was a 3 combat tour military veteran who was shot in the fucking face by a pussy-ass Capitol police officer because, a 90-pound woman was coming through a door. So he shot and killed her. And I guarantee you, if Ashley Babbitt had been a black woman instead of a white woman, her name wouldn't be on a list of potential martyrs for violent militia extremists, and they would have already constructed a fucking statue, fountain, park, garden, named a street after her, etc. at the Capitol building. They'd probably have her on display like fucking Lenin. Glorious. Oh man. Well, it doesn't matter because apparently I've been on my Be Right Back screen this entire time, so whoops. I wish someone had tipped me off to that, because I've been trying to show this. I've been showing these things this entire time. I've been pulling up maps and shit. Also, I have to admit, I do find it funny that the FBI mentions, here are some significant events that militia violent extremists may reference. There are only two they mention. The first one is Ruby Ridge. Here's how they describe it. 21 August 1992, 11-day armed siege at the Weaver residence, Naples, Idaho. Second one, Waco, 28 February 1993, armed siege at the Branch Davidian compound, Waco, Texas. That's literally all they say. They're like, yep, potential violent extremists might reference these events for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they really like to bring up Ruby Ridge and Waco. I wonder what that's about. I wonder what happened at Waco. Let's see. Oh. Wow, look at that. Casualties and losses. 4 ATF agents killed, 16 wounded. Branch Davidians, total 82 killed. This was the compound after the FBI set it on fire and burned all the women and children alive inside. Yep. I wonder why people might feel angry towards the government for doing shit like this to innocent people. I wonder why the government literally gassing and burning women and children, entire families, for no reason other than they were just religious weirdos. I wonder why that might turn people against the government. I wonder why that might I don't know, be something that might radicalize someone against the government. My friend wrote the repeal of Roe v. Wade teach you if a black person does the wrong thing, there's something worse, even the worst slaving. Why does that Clarence? Oh, Quaz, you've seen that clip of Clarence Thomas I've posted, right? Talking about Joe Biden. It's yeah, okay. I have to get a drink, so I won't play it again. But I really what a fucking. Okay, well, yeah, I figured there'd be at least one person that hadn't seen it. This is from a year ago, and it's shocking. Shocking is probably too strong a word, but it's very surprising how little of an attempt he makes to hide his absolute contempt for Joe Biden. I'll be right back with the drink.
We know exactly what's going on here. And to pretend that it's for some other reason, stop. Do I have like stupid written on my back, the back of my shirt? I mean, come on, we know what this is all about. This isn't about what they say it's about, so people should just tell the truth. This is the wrong black guy. He has to be destroyed. Just say it. Then now at least we're honest with each other.
He knew he was going into the trial of his life with the Senate, run by the Democrats.
The hearing will come to order.
We knew it was in the lion's den.
Good morning, Judge. Welcome to the blinding lights. Finding out what you mean when you say that you would apply the natural law philosophy to the Constitution is, in my view, the single most important task of this committee.
Senator Biden was very focused on natural law. How did that go?
Who knows? I have no idea what he was talking about.
I just want to make sure we all know what we're talking about here, that you and I know at least what we're talking about here. There's a fervent and aggressive school of thought that wishes to see natural law further inform the Constitution than it does now, argued against by the positivist led by Judge Bork. Now again, that may be lost on all the people. You know and I know what we're talking about.
I have to be perfectly honest with you. You sit there and you have no idea what they are talking about. All I know is that he was asking me these questions about natural law.
Someone may apply it in a way, like Moore, who leads him in a direction that is, quote, liberal. You may apply it in a way that leads you in a direction that's conservative. Or you may, like many argue, not apply it at all. But it is a fundamental question that is going to be almost impossible for non-lawyers to grasp in an exchange. But you know and I know it is a big, big deal. And in conclusion,
one of the things you do in hearings is you have to sit there and look attentively at people you know have no idea what they're talking about.
I mean, as far as, like, you know, Supreme Court justices go, I think that's about as savage as they get. So yeah, so this comes out the other day, right? And I am like, you know what? Do you guys notice any symbols missing from this flag? I'll just I think I retweeted it actually. Well, I'm not a big fan of Ted Cruz. I think he's cringe as fuck. But sometimes he is on point. Yep, Antifa is not on there, which I love that they consider, like, look, I'm a very big fan of the Gadsden flag, the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. That's like it's probably my personal favorite flag. I love that fucking flag. It's a great flag. It's a good symbol. It's got good coloring. It's unique, and it's got a very simple message, which is, leave me the fuck alone, or you might be able to step on me and kill me, but I will bite you and poison you and kill you in the end anyways. Just fuck off and leave me alone. We'll go our separate way. Like, it's a great fucking flag. It is an inherently anti-authoritarian flag. It is a very libertarian flag. Which is why it's always shocks me to see liberals call it a fascist flag. And a Nazi flag and stuff. Gadsden flag. Which of these seems more problematic, to use that term to you guys? If you, like, say, you know, if you saw someone walking down the street carrying this flag versus, someone coming down the street towards you. Carrying this flag. Who would seem like the good guy and the bad guy in that situation? Yeah, I don't know how you don't unironically have a "Are we the baddies" moment when you are running around with symbols like this. Find me someone who remembers the Red Army faction, or I know about the Weather Underground. They conducted a lot of bombings in like the 70s, and a lot of them are working as professors at like Berkeley and shit nowadays. Based. Yeah, look, I searched Gadsden flag on Google. Look what it gives me for ads. Shop Gadsden flag. There's one. There's a, and then the fifth result is white, straight, Republican, and male. How else can I piss you off today? What the fuck is that? Is this a hipster wearing a... No, he's just not. He's... Why does he have a... Wait. What the fuck is this? He has a CCCP tattoo. He looks like he's fucking Mexican. He's got a Dr. Seuss Gadsden t-shirt that says, I will not ban books in a plane. I will not ban books on a train. I will not ban books here. I will not ban books there. I will not ban books anywhere. How do you square that with a communist tattoo, dude? It's Keemstar. Hey, Major Zero, how are you? Nice to see you. No, this isn't absolutely the left can't meme moment. I have no idea what this is trying to communicate. Absolutely none. I don't know if it's meant to be ironic, if it's serious, if it's trying to... It's got 29 reviews, perfect 5 out of 5 stars, so... Is there a video? I can get different colors. I should order one. Oh! It's... I know what this is. It's from, like, a couple years ago when they started banning Dr. Seuss books. Because he drew, like, racist caricatures of Africans or something. That I'm willing to bet that's what this is. This is, like, leftover from. What was this cat? Dr. Seuss's? I don't know if he had a cat. I think you're thinking of H.P. Lovecraft. Or look at this. What's this? This boot is delicious. What does that mean? Oh, H.P. Lovecraft? His cat's name was Nigger Man. Which, to be honest, I've always found... I mean, it's hilarious, but it's very funny. But where does the man part fit in? That's what always... That's the biggest issue I always had with him naming his cat Nigger Man. Is it's a cat, it's not a man. Is a Kojima character? No, maybe it was a Swery 51 character. Amanda, that was it from Dark Dreams Don't Die. Dark Dreams Don't Die. I remember that was one of the first games I ever streamed. Not Howling God. Hold Your Fire was literally the only person watching me. And this is gonna sound kind of gay, but I've always been grateful that he sat and watched me do my shitty stream and like contributed in chat. When I was very new to streaming. But anyways, Amanda. There's a cat in it, a cat character, but it's a cat girl. But everyone just acts like she's just like a regular cat. But you can buy different little outfits to dress her up in, and she's by far the best part of the game. It's just getting different outfits to dress her up in. But she will, show up with, a dead mouse in her mouth and stuff. And you have to yell at her. It's a good game. It's a complete mess, and it was completely unfinished, so it never goes anywhere. Yeah. I could stream it at some point. It's very short because yeah, look at all these costumes. Oh wait, is this a mod? Amanda's costume full unlock key, downloadable content for $1. Holy shit. What is in the complete bundle? This is literally a game that will never ever be finished because Swery could not get funding for it. So it's like chapter 1 out of God knows how many. So there's little there's barely any setup, and there's definitely not any resolution, and there never will be. But yeah, look, there's season 1 for $15. Like, there's gonna be more releases. It was released in 2015. Swery's Choice costume set, 4 cups of coffee, 4 bottles of... What does this mean? Mini soundtrack, special art book, voiceover script, special costume set, 12 beers, full unlock key. I like how they all have the exact same screenshots. Amanda's costume, full unlock key. Olivia's hand cursor set for $3. What the fuck are you doing, Swery? Here, I'll play the little... I've immediately regretted that decision. D means dick. There's Amanda. Oh yeah, there's a super creepy, really tall black man that wears a surgeon mask too for some reason. Oh wait. Do I have time to get your take on the Taiwan situation real quick tonight? Or we can do it tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow. I mean, it is 4:30 where I'm at. So let's just do it tomorrow. I'm not gonna be like that's quite a tall order to be like, let me get your opinion on the Taiwan situation. Just in like 2 or 3 sentences. But here is some exclusive Amanda footage apparently. But thank you very much, Claus, for hanging out. Hope to see you again soon. Hope you have a good evening. And a lot of, there's a lot of, I say a lot, there's several, like, Deadly Premonition references that made it into D4. And seems like there's several that have also made it from those games into Deadly Premonition 2, which I still need to finish at some point. Like your partner in D4. Let's see if they have a photo. He's a real big fat guy. That guy. His name is literally Forrest Kaysen, aka FK in the coffee. Except he seems like he's actually a good guy in this game. The spoiler. But, anyways. Let's get rid of a bunch of this shit. So the DOJ's out of fucking control, in conclusion. They've been completely weaponized and politicized. They no longer serve their intended purpose. Merrick Garland... There's... so many people in the Biden administration... Like, forget Biden. Just so many people in his administration have no business being in the positions that they are. Merrick Garland never should have been appointed Attorney General, if for no other reason than the fact that at the end of Obama's presidency, when there was, I believe it was when Scalia died, either or, both are acceptable. You know, I was just sitting here trying to think of any politician, or I was trying to sit here and try and figure out if I could think of at least 5 politicians who, when I hear that they've died, I will not literally dance a jig. And I don't think I can. Like I know people are like, oh no, you shouldn't say things like that. You shouldn't wish ill will upon people. You shouldn't be like, I'm glad they're dead. Fuck that shit. I'm glad John McCain's dead. That dude was a piece of shit. He was a war criminal. I wish he had died sooner. You celebrate with, yeah. I didn't really mind Ruth Bader Ginsburg all that much, personally. I didn't have about 4 years ago. Like the third time she died. But yeah, but John McCain was a fucking evil piece of shit. Well, they just removed her corpse from the court 2 years ago or whatever. I was convinced that she was literally going to just remain on the court until one day they're like, all right, court adjourned for today, and she'd stand up, and as she stepped out of her chair, her entire body would just, like, the gravity would just cause it just to completely crumble into dust, just on the spot. It would be like in Star Wars when Darth Vader kills Obi-Wan, and it's just like there's just her justice robes left behind. But fuck, I just like Roberts probably more than I did Ginsburg. You see how much they're using electricity to revive spiders to catch bugs? That's what they were doing with. I have not seen that, but I believe it. It's like I know people think I'm joking when I make comments about, like, Biden being on secret CIA drugs and shit, but you know that the politicians get access to weird secret CIA drugs that we don't even know exist. Like, how the fuck does Biden supposedly get cancer, get over it in like 3 days, and then 2 or 3 days later gets it again? Something fucky's going on. Abolish all alphabet soup. Yes, by any means necessary. The federal government has done far more to radicalize me against the federal government than all other factors in my entire life combined. It's cancer season after all. Yeah, can we talk about, just for a second, how revealing it is that the president of the U.S. literally gave a speech where he said that he has cancer, and the entire country just kind of shrugged and went, I heard he didn't, and ignored it? Like, if that is not an indicator of how little respect the average American has for Joe Biden as a president, I don't know what is. Imagine literally saying on, like, publicly, I have cancer, and no one believes you because they all know you're fucking insane and your brain's broken. Here's Jack Kirby being an absolute pussy.
Repeatedly said that we oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We have said that we do not support Taiwan independence, and we have said that we expect cross-strait differences to be resolved by peaceful means. We have repeatedly said. We have repeatedly said. We have repeatedly said that we oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We have said that we do not support Taiwan independence, and we have said that we expect cross-strait differences to be resolved by peaceful means. We have communicated this directly. We have repeatedly said.
I believe it was, hold on, I think I have, did I have it on my, where do I think I might have saved it on my phone. I thought Styx summed it up pretty well, and I'll just play the audio on my phone on my mic because it's very short. Well, I said that. Maybe I lied. Maybe I don't. Oh no, here it is.
Oppressor, the U.S. government, during oppressor, the U.S. government maintains its position that we don't even recognize Taiwan as a sovereign entity. Well, then how the hell are you backing Taiwan?
Fair point. That's one of the things I appreciate about Styx is his ability to cut through the bullshit like that. It's like, how in the fuck do you say that you stand by Taiwan if you refuse to publicly say that you support Taiwanese independence? It's almost like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. DeSantis continues to be pretty badass. So recently, there was a state attorney named Andrew Warren in Florida who signed an open letter publicly stating that he would refuse to follow state laws that may or may not currently exist now or at any point in the future that would criminalize abortion, or same-sex, or I'm sorry, sex change surgeries on minors. He just publicly published a letter and was like, I will not charge anyone with the crime regardless of state law if it involves abortion or sex change operations for minors. So DeSantis promptly removed him from office. He had this to say.
The Constitution of Florida has vested the...
I feel like DeSantis, I see a lot of people being like, oh, DeSantis, oh, it's all AstroTurf shill and stuff. But this guy's fucking going places, man. Maybe like he's still like relatively very young as far as politicians go.
The Constitution of Florida has vested the veto power in the governor, not in individual state attorneys. And so when you flagrantly violate your oath of office, when you make yourself above the law, you have violated your duty, you have neglected your duty, and you are displaying a lack of competence to be able to perform those duties. And so today we are suspending State Attorney Andrew Warren, effective immediately.
Let's see, is this... Oh, look, David Axelrod, wait. Oh, let's see what Twitter has to say about Trump being raided. I'm sure that lots of insightful blue check marks like David Axelrod. If that name sounds familiar to anyone, it's because he's a senior political commentator at CNN. Big time DNC person. David Axelrod says one thing is very clear. Garland, that's Merrick Garland, who I almost went off on a rant about just a couple minutes ago, would not have authorized this raid, and no federal judge would have signed off on it if there weren't significant evidence to warrant it. Really? Because that seems to happen all the goddamn time. And also, fuck it, I'll go off on my rant about Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland was in Obama's last year as president, when Scalia died, there was an opening on the Supreme Court. Obama appointed Merrick Garland to fill that seat. Because Supreme Court justices are confirmed by the Senate, and at the time the Senate was controlled by the Republicans, aka Mitch McConnell, he said, no, it's too close to an election, so we're not going to call it up for it. Essentially what happened with Trump's last Supreme Court justice nominee, where the Republicans were accused of trying to rush it through, and the Democrats were all saying, no, it's too close to an election, we should wait, and blah, blah, blah. It was that exact same situation, but reversed. The parties were reversed. And so Merrick Garland was appointed by Obama, but just kind of like in limbo for like almost a year, because the Senate wouldn't bring it up for a vote. But, I'm sure he wasn't too worried about it, because, it was 2016. Hillary was going to win. He'd get to be a Supreme Court justice, blah, blah. Except then Trump won, and Trump said, fuck you, Merrick Garland, get the fuck out, and put in, I can't think of his name, holy fuck, run. Anyway, put in someone else. For that reason alone, Merrick Garland should never have been appointed Attorney General, because, which he is our current Attorney General. Biden appointed him as soon as he got in office. Even if Merrick Garland genuinely had no ill feelings about that, he basically went from believing that he was going to be the next Supreme Court justice to, I will never be a Supreme Court justice. That has to sting a bit. But let's say it doesn't. Let's say he's completely like zen and made at peace with that and everything. Just the fact that that is even in question should be enough to have blocked him from ever being considered for the position of Attorney General. No, Kavanaugh came later. Gorsuch was who I was trying to think of. Neil Gorsuch. Also, hey Dune, how are you? Nice to see you. Long time no see. Caitlin Collins, whoever the fuck that is. The FBI executed a search warrant today at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach. The former president confirms to CNN in a lengthy statement. Okay. The director of the FBI, which is currently raiding Donald Trump's house, was appointed by Donald Trump, says Lawrence O'Donnell. Really? What's his name? Lawrence Ray? That's his name, correct? What is it, Ray? FBI, Ray. What is his fucking name? Christopher Ray, I'm sorry. Where'd I get Lawrence Ray from? Serving since 2017. He served he was interesting. He replaced James Comey. Where's the part? Wait a second.
Thank you. Director Ray, when Orwell first wrote 1980.
Christopher Wray also was the FBI guy who was involved in lying to the FISA court in order to illegally spy on the Trump campaign.
84, people were concerned about that dystopian future, what it might mean. Big Brother invaded our privacy, our homes, our communications. But defenders of privacy took some consolation in the fact that the technology didn't exist for two-way TVs, and so much of it seems so futuristic. Now U.S. intelligence agencies have the ability to record and listen to every phone call in the world. We've sometimes collected phone calls from an entire country for an entire month at a time. We even have done it here at home in America.
Rand Paul is one of the handful of decent politicians that we do have. Why we're talking about Obama's failed nominee? Because he's the current Attorney General for the U.S. And part of the reason that certain crimes aren't going prosecuted, like the whole it's technically against the law to protest outside of a judge's home. Because the logic being that it's essentially you're trying to use mob intimidation tactics to influence a judge's decision. Merrick Garland refused to have the feds arrest anyone protesting outside of the Supreme Court Justice's house. Now, if he had been on the Supreme Court, do you think you would have felt that way? I don't.
For years, the NSA collected millions.
And it's almost like you stream at the literal most inopportune times for normal Americans. It's true, I do. It's currently 5 a.m. for me. That's not true. Protests at the Supreme Court just now only one qualifier of trying to change the court outcome, which they were at first. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. I guess I just I'm sorry. I was trying to remember exactly how I had phrased it. I guess I just phrased it poorly. But yes, yes.
Millions of Americans' data without first having an individualized warrant. James Clapper notoriously lied, as we all know, to Congress about this massive surveillance program. He's now paid to deliver highly partisan rhetoric on a left-wing news outlet. Many in the FBI have been accused of bias. Some have been convicted. Some have been let go. McCabe, Klein Smith, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. So it's kind of hard to argue that somehow we can get people in the FBI that are above bias. It seems to be something that goes with the territory. Maybe it was a bad spate of time where we had a whole bunch of them all at once, but it's a problem. When we investigate a presidential campaign, I think it's important that we realize the potential for bias that exists in the people bringing an investigation forward, but also incredibly important that we should devolve or at least consider using the Constitution and not using warrants that are used on foreigners. So we have two different standards. We have a constitutional standard, which is typically used for Americans, where we use the Fourth Amendment. And the Fourth Amendment says you have to have probable cause, of a crime. The FISA court standard is not a Fourth Amendment. It's an extra constitutional standard. It's less than the Constitution. It's probable cause of being associated with a foreign government. The problem is that when we have presidential candidates, they're all going to have foreign policy advisors. Most of them will have long-standing history in either government of some sort. They'll have people who do talk to foreigners all of the time. So you can see how someone with bias, and I think that's what happened during the investigation that turned out to be untrue on the Russia collusion. So we had a massive investigation of a presidential campaign. And I don't think enough of us have stepped back to say, well, my goodness, should we be using FISA warrants for the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court? Should we be using that kind of warrant on an American, particularly an American running for office who has all of these contacts? Do you think it's appropriate that we use FISA court warrants to investigate presidential campaigns?
What I do think is appropriate is that we use FISA warrants to investigate counterintelligence threats to the United States.
So this is the man that is the current director of the FBI and who, I guess the buck stops with him as far as ordering a raid on Trump's home.
As long as it's done consistent with the minimization and querying procedures that are carefully approved.
You don't think there was any problem with this investigation with the Crossfire Hurricane? You think it was all completely appropriate? Nobody in the chain of command was biased, and it just occurred because they were curious? We just indicted one of the Clinton lawyers yesterday for lying to you guys. You guys took it hook, line, and sinker and said, oh, well, we'll just investigate a major presidential candidate. Of course there's a huge problem. And if you don't see that there's a problem and that we need more controls on this and that we need to somehow obey the Constitution, I would say the same for President Biden. I would say the same for a president of any party. What a crazy upturned world where there would be, the bias is there. There's no way to get the reason we have checks and balances with the judiciary is so we can kind of get over the potential bias that occurs in the FBI or the CIA or anywhere else. If you don't have to go to a court and you go to a court that doesn't obey the Constitution, that's held in secret, that's not justice, and it's going to be rife for abuse. You don't agree
why
with that?
It should be abolished outright.
There are parts of what you said that I'd like to weigh in on. So first, as to what happened in the so-called Crossfire Hurricane matter, I would say to you today, and I have said publicly on a number of occasions, that what that Inspector General report describes by certain FBI personnel, I consider to be unacceptable and unrepresentative of the FBI that I see every day, having joined in 2017.
Well, that's reassuring that you personally
not something that I think can ever happen again. So I want to make sure that you and I are talking not past each other on that. Now, second, I've put in place over 40 corrective measures, everything the Inspector General has recommended, and then some, to make sure that what happened there does not happen again.
I think that's admirable, and I appreciate that point of view. But, when Hamilton wrote that if men were angels, we wouldn't need the Constitution, we still are relying on angels working at the FBI. We're relying on you saying we're going to get a better set of people. We're not going to have that bias anymore. I think that's admirable. That's what I would want in someone being the director. But what we need is something beyond that. And this is what our founding fathers did when they set up the Fourth Amendment, is we had a Constitution and we had the Fourth Amendment, an incredibly important amendment, and then we had a judicial system. The FISA court doesn't obey the Fourth Amendment. It has a less than constitutional standard. It allows you to have warrants without obeying the Fourth Amendment. And people don't realize this. You use FISA warrants that do not obey the Fourth Amendment. You have a lower standard for going after foreigners. I'm actually okay with that. If you're not a U.S. citizen, and you're investigating someone overseas, and you're eavesdropping on them, I'm actually fine with the FISA standard. But I'm not fine with the FISA standard for Americans, particularly Americans who are running for office, particularly for the person running for the highest office who is interconnected with all kinds of countries and always will be. And once you get biased people, once there's not perfection, and we get biased people in the FBI, the problem is the system can be abused. I think the only fix It's admirable to have some regulations and some checks and balances you put in place, but the only real fix would be we should obey the Constitution. I don't think
Only real
Americans,
fix
nor
is to
political
fucking
candidates
abolish
should be
the
investigated
FBI.
using a foreign intelligence surveillance court.
And abolish the
Thank you, Senator,
FISA
for
court.
your kind words about the corrective measures we've put in place. I would say to you that I believe the FISA court operates within the Constitution, so we might have a difference of opinion on how we characterize it. I would also say to you that here, as we sit here 20 years after 9/11,
oh, 9/11,
somebody who was in FBI headquarters on the day of those attacks and saw the immediate aftermath.
God, if I still drank, I would have busted out and been like, nope.
9/11.
Take a
Much
shot.
has been
He said
discussed
9/11.
back in those years about the so-called wall that was built up between law enforcement and intelligence, and a lot of the reforms that have occurred, thanks to this Congress, thanks to the courts, thanks to the executive branch, to make sure that there is not a wall between the information sharing
God,
that
he's
has
a
to
real
occur,
kiss-ass,
has been
isn't
part
he?
of what's kept Americans safe since then. So I would want, of course, to work with you on any ideas that you have, but also to make sure that we don't rebuild the wall that made us all less safe and cost 3,000 innocent lives.
Let's build bridges.
I appreciate your opinion on the FISA court
Not
having the same
walls.
standard as the Constitution. They don't. The Fourth Amendment says you have to have probable cause that someone has committed a crime or is committing a crime. It's a much different standard. The FISA court standard is probable cause that you have a relationship with a foreign government. It's a much lower standard, much more open to abuse, and you don't have a public court or judges which might protect the rights of an individual. If what happened in Crossfire Hurricane is allowed to stand and would allow the FBI to do this again, we can see a time when the intelligence agencies can completely take over our political process. It's a very dangerous thing, and I think most people got caught up in the partisanship of the time, whether they liked or disliked President Trump. And instead of really thinking about this, there still is a problem. To my mind, we need to reform the FISA system, and we should not use FISA warrants on Americans. It should be reserved because it's a lower constitutional standard, should be reserved for foreigners.
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please
Who the
consider
fuck is
subscribing
talking?
to our channel.
That's not true, blah, blah, blah. So it's like a two-party system, at least almost every part in the U.S. has. Yeah, two-party system's the worst system, except for the one-party system. Thank God there was a bus in front of those people threw them into others, or I felt just beautiful. So here's Tommy Viator. This fall, from the party that brought you Lock Her Up, comes How Dare the FBI Investigate Politicians. And then he said they even broke into my safe. And there's Hillary and Obama pretending to like each other. I did like Kevin McCarthy's response. It was very terse. This was it. He just wrote, "I've seen enough. The Department of Justice has reached an intolerable state of weaponized politicization. When Republicans take back the House, we will conduct immediate oversight of this department, follow the facts, and leave no stone unturned. Attorney General Garland, preserve your documents and clear your calendar." And all the fucking cope. Stop funding these rogue agencies or step down. Are you aware that the current director of the FBI was appointed by Trump? Not to be that guy, but Comey is a Clinton appointee. I recommend deleting this. That guy's an... Oh, God. Did you just threaten a member of the cabinet, the top law enforcement official in the county, in the country? Wow. I didn't see a fucking threat. Are you kidding? Wait until you learn who appointed the director of the FBI. Oh, shit. What the fuck is going on? I don't even know. You're really going to die on this hill for Trump? You're a fool. A fool's fool. So you object to pursuing criminal charges against the former president if the FBI has rock-solid evidence of criminal activity? Are you threatening the Attorney General of the U.S. seriously? Wow. Your threatening tenure about DOJ should be considered criminal. You, sir, will lose so bad not only in your house, but Trump will throw you under the bus. Bye-bye. Let me get this straight. You're alleging that the head of the Department of Justice is so corrupt and vastly powerful that he arranged a federal judge and the entire FBI to approve a wrongful raid on a former president, and your idea is to threaten this person? These people are fucking dumb, man. You're gonna go play actual video games? Have fun, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Everything the left is doing makes it clear that they know they're going to lose massively in the midterms. Trying to push everything in they can before. Absolutely, 100%. Agreed. This is they know that Biden is a losing ticket. They cannot run on anything Biden's done. Or the less they even mention Biden's name, the better off they are when it comes to the midterms. That's why we see them pivot from like one single issue to the next. Like 1 week it's gun control, the next week it's abortion, the next week it's trans stuff, then it's gun control again. It's always just whatever to distract you and keep you focused on being outraged about how, oh my God, there's this one single issue. If you don't go vote, the Republicans will ruin everything. Do I have... Oh, I was going to play this in response to the militia violent extremist stuff. I started mentioning I'm not a big fan of Ted Cruz, generally speaking. I find him kind of cringy, but sometimes he is on point, and the other day he was on point. This is him going after, again, the director of the FBI, Ray, whatever his name is.
Yesterday, it was reported that Project Veritas had obtained a copy of an FBI training material, which listed various symbols and themes which, in the FBI's estimation, were indicative of, quote, militia violent extremism. Now, these symbols weren't things like the Ku Klux Klan or the Nazi Party, which naturally would be symbols of that, but instead they included, rather astonishingly, patriotic symbols of our nation and our history. Included on this list is the Betsy Ross flag. Now, that's fairly remarkable that the Betsy Ross flag in the FBI's indication is indicative of militia violent extremism, because among other people who have been publicly alongside the Betsy Ross flag, we have President Barack Obama, who was sworn in directly underneath two Betsy Ross flags. But it's not just President Obama. We also have President Biden, who was sworn in under Betsy Ross flags. It's not just the Betsy Ross flag. Also on this list is the Gadsden flag as a symbol of violent extremism. Now, the state of Virginia has a license plate for the Gadsden flag, as do many other states. I think people would be astonished to find that having that license plate, the FBI indicates.
Dude, look
you're a violent.
Look at this dude's fucking face.
License plate, the FBI.
That is the dude that knows that he's fucked. That he's looking real bad.
indicates that you're a violent extremist. Also included on this is a text that I was particularly struck, is the Gonzales battle flag. Come and take it. As indicative of being a violent extremist militia. Well, I will self-report right now that every day in the Senate I wear my boots that have the Gonzales battle flag on the back of them. Director Wray, what are y'all doing? This makes no sense. Do you agree with this FBI guidance that the Betsy Ross flag and the Gadsden flag and the Gonzales battle flag are signs of militia violent extremism?
Okay. Fairly straightforward question. Let's hear Director Wray's response.
Recognized, but I will. Well, Senator, I'm not familiar with the particular document you have behind you, and I'm not in the practice of trying to comment on documents that I haven't recognized, but I will tell you that when we put out intelligence products, including ones that reference symbols, which we do across a wide variety of contexts, we usually take great pains to put caveats and warnings in the document that make clear that a symbol alone is not considered evidence of violent extremism, and it's...
Well, but Director Wray, you don't include things like Antifa, you don't include things like Black Lives Matter. Instead, you identify patriotic Americans as suspects, and I would note there's a pattern of this.
Well, Senator, I'm not familiar with the particular...
That was it. But Ted Cruz, absolutely right on that one. Do I have anything else I really want to talk about? Other than the fact that this FBI raid on Trump is something that, Oh! I know. I had a clip I wanted to play, actually. Larry Elder was on Tim Pool tonight, and his opening statement was pretty fucking on point. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. Let me see.
Element. I thought at first,
but he basically he sums up the feds raiding Trump and his feelings on it much more eloquently than I can at the moment, at least. Let's come over here.
element. I thought at first people who said if Donald Trump gets indicted or if he gets prosecuted for alleged insurrection, we would be having some sort of violence in the streets. I no longer feel this hyperbole. This is very scary. You know, for the entirety of Trump's presidency, Hillary referred to the election of 2016 as having been stolen. She called Donald Trump illegitimate, to the point where 67% of Democrats, according to a YouGov poll, believe that the Russians changed vote tallies in 2016 to get Donald Trump elected. Jay Johnson, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, testified under oath. The Russians tried, but they failed to change a single vote tally in 2016. Yet a supermajority of Democrats believe that they did. 78% of Democrats believe the Russian interference changed the outcome of the election. And Jay Johnson testified, we don't know. We'd have to have a world where there was interference and one where there wasn't and compare the two. So we can't do that. We just don't know. But 78% of Democrats, according to a Gallup poll, believe the Russian interference changed the outcome of the election. In other words, a greater percentage of Democrats believe 2016 was stolen. The Republicans feel the same thing about 2020. Hillary joined a lawsuit, Jill Stein, to overturn the Wisconsin election and filed a separate motion to have the recount done by hand. Nobody calls her a purveyor of the big lie. Her social media platforms have not been shut down, even though she said, as I said, for 4 years, Donald Trump is an illegitimately elected president. It's a double standard that slaps you in the face. Hillary skated when she clearly violated the Espionage Act. She had a private server in her basement. She got and received secured information, classified information, lied about it, and skated. And the law does not require any intent. But James Comey did this big presentation. At the end of it, he said, but she lacked the intent. The statute does not require intent. She skated. This is a double standard, and it's outrageous. And there might very well be violence in the streets now because of this.
There's a couple ways
Element.
I agree. And to be honest, if this is the road that they want to go down, do not be surprised if there is blood in the streets, and there will be every reason for there to be. And I say that as someone who personally disavows violence and would never engage in any acts of it personally whatsoever. I'm a conscientious objector. I believe in peace and love. I couldn't hurt a fly. I genuinely think that it's definitely as much of a meme as, you know, Civil War II, Boogaloo and shit is. This was a legitimately serious shove in that direction. And at this point, if this is how they want, if they want to, like I said, if they want to continue down this road, it's going to make violent conflict very justified. In other words, you get what you fucking deserve. And it will not be pretty. It might look a little something like
War
this,
is
even.
becoming now ashen and hollow. It's the bombed-out backdrop for the biggest urban battle of the Pacific War. It takes street by street.
This is Wichita 2029.
Guerrilla warfare. There's a global. They overwhelmed Chinese forces within days.
Come on.
It's the
You ruined my
backdrop
joke. There we
for
go.
the biggest urban battle.
Did I just reset it?
Chinese descent. Japan has hit at sunrise. American base. Cover.
Ah, here we go. Here's Wichita
hoping the Navy can summon
2029.
a counterattack and save the island. Americans saw the Japanese coming. So before they arrived, they launched whole squadrons of torpedo planes and dive bombers. 150 airplanes raced to strike back, leaving their home ships under fire behind them.
This is actually...
Without air cover, American ships face an onslaught.
Some
appears to take terror.
some of the best, like, colorized, updated, World War II footage I've ever
Enemy
seen.
is nowhere in sight. And the bomb damage is surreal. The Japanese are caught defending the wrong beach.
Ha ha, idiot.
The landings go off with the precision of a drill. They clear the island in 4 days.
Hello.
Now that the island is secure, America deems it safe for nurses.
Hell yeah.
Women in the Pacific aren't allowed anywhere near combat areas.
Sexist.
Little more than a The news spreads fast.
I was skimming, like how on YouTube where you can see, like, here's the most replayed parts now, and I was like, what happened around this section?
Escape the old stereotype.
Here's what happens.
Though each girl is a pilot when she comes, she must adjust herself to a new technique, and hairdos are sacrificed. Time out for the daily sunbath, storing up energy against the grueling training of minds and bodies for the tremendous responsibilities that lie ahead. 6 American beauties, 12, for there's a pilot and co-pilot in each.
The news spreads fast, and the rumors start flying. During the first week...
And then it plummets again. Alright, let me see. Come over here for a sec. Give me a sec. I gotta play a little video for bed, even if it's 5:30 in the morning. And my computer's running real slow. Why is it up? Oh, okay, it's updating. It has to update Elden Ring, I guess. Updating 0%. There it goes. Well, no. I like it goes from updating 0% to 21 seconds remaining to updating 0% to 50 seconds remaining. Now it's back to updating 0%. Motherfucker. Alright. I'm just gonna pause it. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. I want to see if I can run this game. I wonder if I can check. Let me look at my video. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can run it. Because someone in Discord mentioned it. Why is the cat fucking wailing? Well, if it will load. There it goes. Let's see. Options. I'm gonna have to. Turn some of this texture quality high. Turn some of this stuff down. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Okay. Hey, meat thing, thanks for hanging out. Take it easy. Enjoy your breakfast. And now let's see if, the auto-detect game capture thing will actually work. Of course it doesn't. But what if... No, it's just not gonna work. It's just gonna fuck me. It's just gonna say, fuck you, Sordid. Go fuck yourself. I wonder if... wait. Let's see if I kill that. If it'll work. Anything? Nothing? I did all that for nothing? I guess so. I guess I did it all for nothing. What a shame. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Actually, wait, hold on. No, that I've never streamed Mankind Divided. I am pretty sure. I have streamed Human Revolution. I think I've streamed it twice, and both times, I've never actually beaten it. I always wind up getting bored. Yeah, Human Revolution. Alright, that all seems fine. Play Major Zero, honestly, that has crossed my mind recently. There's a Discord server I'm in where I was talking to a couple guys the other day, and one of them mentioned that he had never played the Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3. And I was surprised by the number of people who were suggesting that he played them and like he start with 3 and then play 1 and then play 2. And like basically play them in chronological order, which makes zero sense to me because you without having played 1 and 2, you miss out on so much of what's going on, like the subtext of 3. You ever played 2D Metal Gear? I remember there was a Game Boy Color or I think it was Game Boy Color Ghost Babel. Although I think in the US it was just called like Metal Gear Solid. And I remember playing that and actually really enjoying it as a kid, but I have not played it since. I want to say that, what's his face? Fukushima or whatever, the guy that helped write Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3 with Kojima. I want to say he wrote that game, like, all on his own. Like, I don't think Kojima has any writing credits on that one. Yeah, it's the guy who's definitely still alive and in perfectly healthy condition, and it's just very private. Give me I want a challenge. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's because I don't want to play with a controller. Do I want to watch a 12-minute recap video on Human Revolution? I don't know. What do you guys think? You want to watch a 12-minute cutscene about what happened last time on Deus Ex? Did you ever play the... No, I never have, actually. I'm gonna say no. You can always watch it later. They really want me to watch it. Why? I don't know. It just never was really on my radar.
I always thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Yeah, it looks like shit. Looks like Dubai.
In yet another augmented terror attack,
251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew.
Based. He said, that's what you get for delaying my flight 45 minutes and leaving me sitting on the fucking tarmac.
Just that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree.
I forgot about
The
that.
greatest loss of life in recent history.
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go
I didn't choose this.
Are you?
What if I do, McCready? I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
McCready,
I gonna have a problem with you?
the kid that ran Camp Searchlight.
Good, because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you.
You know, like a tool.
Listen up, all of you. We got a sandstorm barreling down our ass.
Hey, Major Zero, is it just me, or does this seem like it's desperately trying to be,
He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
the Halo jump shit from MGS3?
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is Aran Singh, the undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. But 3 years he's worked hard to get in tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle the buy.
They're not gonna like it when Interpol disrupts their party.
Let me know if
Things
anything
coming
about
around
it
good?
changes your
It is
mind
right now. We need to keep it that
by
way.
the time it's over.
This is where the deal's going down. A half-finished high-rise hotel that's been abandoned ever since the incident. It's not a pretty picture inside.
Let me guess. Most of the laborers were augmented with heavy-duty industrial rigs. So when the incident hit, and they all went schizo, things got gruesome real fast.
And no one, except for some homeless junkies, have been inside the place ever since.
So what's the plan?
Well, maybe they could help show us
Singh's meeting
around.
Shepard on the ground floor, inside the hotel's main atrium. He sent the bulk of his Jinn crew to the penthouse levels to secure a vantage point. I want McCready's team to take up positions overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the Jinn from joining the party. As far as we can tell,
Who knows?
only one route connects the atrium to the penthouse level, a halfway decent elevator shaft.
If you're referring to the guy with the Glasgow smile thing going on,
Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware.
if I had to bet, he is the rival that winds up being our friend. Kind of thing. Alright, do I want non-lethal? We've got a UC that's undercover in there. It might be easier to maintain his cover. He's not the only one still. Or lethal. Give me something lethal.
I'm not leaving my 6 exposed. Give me something lethal.
Your call, but Singh's undercover in all this.
Who?
So watch your fucking sights.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
I do kind of like how they do, like, they did this in, at the beginning of Human Revolution too. Distance weapon, combat rifle, short range. I don't want a fucking revolver, that's gonna be loud as fuck.
Well, I'm not looking to play dice with anyone in there. Give me something with distance.
Your call. Less chance of being seen and compromising Singh that way. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said the Jinn are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
We'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on
Yeah, we
this
decided to
mission
launch
at the very
this
last minute. So we're
super
scrambling.
vital
If it comes to
mission
it, our #1 priority is
right
keeping
before a
the Jinn out
sandstorm
of that
hits.
atrium.
Copy that.
Time to put away your heavy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target building.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say. It's called the 5G network. Dubai 2029.
This is Knife Leader. Engage host drives and descend to Angels 1-5.
Yeah, they'll never see us coming. Flicks his cigarette, or I'm sorry, his cigar out. It's cool, he can just do this. Nano machine, son. Wow, this place looks like shit. Wow. What's this, an Ubisoft game?
Jensen, I'm on the roof.
Solid copy. Move into the building. The access route you need to block us at the far end.
Why
of the
am I
penthouses.
moving?
And keep in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise when
I don't care.
his team is on the ground. Miller out.
No, there's some way you can, like... I don't remember, I'm sure he'll tell me. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I'm dropping frames pretty heavily. I feel like it's gonna be an issue trying to stream this. I keep viewing here. Yep. So how would Jensen wouldn't say something? Jensen would be like, I never asked you to show up. I wasn't waiting on you. I never asked to wait on you. Pocket secretary, and I got a code.
Oh, fuck.
Ah, fuck.
Jen have got a few Jennies up and running.
Jannies?
You should enjoy it, McCready. They have colors and shapes. Just remember, red means bad.
Fuck you.
Also, kind of, I do like that you start with a bunch of fucking upgrades in this game. What upgrades do you even start with? Can I find out? Like, hold on. The hacking stuff's lacking, but good battery stuff. I get implanted rebreather. Upgrades there. Icarus landing, reflex booster, typhoon, cloaking, etc., etc. Hold on a sec, let me relight this. Ah! There we go. Can I hit the birds? Let's see. I don't think I can. Let's see if I can lower the graphics. Get my frame rate up. What's tessellation? Alright, whatever. Let's just fucking... There. Okay, that did get me some more frames. Hold space, move forward. Oh, god damn it. The game kind of looks like shit, but... And the frame rate, it's really not improved. Equip smart vision, okay. Wow, look how smart I am now with this vision. I can see that I can punch through this wall. What the hell? Okay. Whoa, stop moving! When I stop, I want the character to stop, too. That looks dangerous. Aha! Whoops. Aha! What? Oh. We're gonna hack now. This is how hacking works, right? Pay attention, kids. You get this. You go like this, right?
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
See? Easy.
Access granted.
Now I can use the elevator all I want. That's how you hack shit. I don't need a fucking tutorial. I know how to play video games.
احنا ما بدنا احد تاني يحط هذه العملية في خطر قبل ما يصل تاجر الأسلحة.
I'll do another sweep in the area, just to make sure.
علمني إذا أي شيء تبين.
Okay, so you want to tag them. That's important. That way, even when you don't have your smart vision on, because that drains your little battery, you can still see where they are. It's very important. The cover system, I like. I think that I like the way it transitions really seamlessly from first person to third person. I like how you can kind of see, like, you do the space thing, and I like how violent this stuff is. Now I gotta hide his body. If I hide his body, I mean, fucking chuck it across a fucking huge ass room. Now I'm gonna steal his pistol, and this 10mm pistol is going to probably, if I keep playing this game, it is probably gonna be my primary weapon for the rest of the fucking game. The 10mm pistol is insanely good. Oh wait, did I even check this guy? No, and he had oxycodone on him. And I can get high as hell. What's over here? Wow, toolbox. Great. I didn't ask for any of this. What am I even doing in Dubai? We didn't hear all that. Interesting. Very interesting. I'll distract them. I'm gonna distract them. Because I'm so smart. I'm a fucking genius. Look at these idiots. Look how easily distracted they were. A foolproof plan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
راح يكون من الأفضل إلنا نجيب أسلحة جديدة.
I wonder if I can pull this off.
بدنا هذيك الأسلحة.
I don't think so.
العاصفة راح تكون هان عن قريب.
Oh. Shit. Get over here. That's what you get. I was just gonna, like, punch in the throat or something. Now you're fucking dead. Are you happy? Are you happy? He's trying to flank me. This should be easy. Done. Alright, where's the other asshole? And got some beer. Alright, now I get like the gangsta, whatever, the future Tech 9 or whatever the shit it is. .4801, baby. Look at me go.
Jensen, Mac, listen up. Doppler shows that sandstorm's moving in fast. It's big, and it's gonna hit us hard. God, I hate the fucking desert. Confirm visual? I can. Time is not on our side.
What do you mean you can't?
Solid copy.
I like how they're like, listen, we really need to hurry. Meanwhile, Jensen is just like searching people's old lockers. And being like, oh shit, this dude had pain pills. Like 10-year-old pain pills. I'm taking this shit. Oh shit, some old rye. I don't like sand. It's coarse and gets everywhere. It's a beautiful metaphor, really. For not liking something. You know, the greatest love stories ever told are always about couples that meet and realize that they both dislike the same things. And it's always very mundane, petty things like sand or like when you go to use the ATM and it says English or Espanol and you have to click English. Like the people like, you know, like get upset over that level of petty shit. Stealth tutorial? Bitch, I've been doing stealth my whole fucking life. I played much better stealth games than this. Motherfucker thinks he's gonna tell me how to do stealth. Regain energy. Do I need to regain energy? I guess so. Where's he going? What?
مفيش حاجة هنا، حاول. هنعمل ايه دلوقتي؟
What's he gonna do?
مفيش حاجة. شكلي كده كنت غلطت.
I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get you. Here I come! Ow! Oh god! Dead. One down, like 6 billion more to go. Now I'm gonna play with his corpse. Where's that other guy? Sounds like it's getting a little windy. What? Okay, so the cover system's not perfect. It does fuck up sometimes like that.
المخزن المخازن اللي موجودة على السطح عشان تكون بعيدة من الرمل.
Good. There is too much riding.
Oh, come on.
That thing we need if it comes breaking down.
There we go.
يلا نبتدي نتحرك.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tilled a fucking cemetery down here.
Say again?
When the shit hit the fan in 27, the rush must have been for the stairs. There's corpses everywhere.
Gnarly.
Your cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any spare parts?
No parts. But I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
Wow, what witty, great banter. That's something I meant to ask. Holy fucking shit. It was a while ago, though. Something about Metal Gear. It's gonna it's really driving me crazy. Hold on one sec. I gotta grab something. Okay, sorry. Oh, I think I was just going to say, that it did cross my mind to do, like I did a few years ago, and just stream, like, Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3 back to back, and then, do 4, since allegedly it emulates very well nowadays, and I literally have not played MGS4, like, since probably, what, like 2008-ish? It's okay. It's decent enough to run this and stream it fairly well. CPU, I have an i5 8600K, I think. And then I just have my GPU is just a 1080. That's usually my bottleneck. You think that'll struggle with MGS4, really? Well, I mean, and, you know, to be perfectly honest, MGS4, like, chugged on the PS3. Like, there were certain segments where, like, your frame rate dropped to single digits. What do with my controller? I don't need my controller. Yeah, as long as it's good enough. No, fuck Peace Walker. I'm never playing that game again. I hated Peace Walker. Like I said, I was just having this conversation the other day, with some people on Discord, and one of them got real defensive because they were like, "How can you hate Peace Walker when it introduces what? Not Amanda. Who's the other chick? Celeste." The quote-unquote French chick. Cecile, yeah. He got real defensive over that I could so easily dismiss Cecile. Actually, I think what really set him off was he was like, but how can you say you hate Peace Walker? It has Cecile, and I said, wait, which one's Cecile and which one's Amanda? I think that's what really. I don't remember. Although he did link me a, one I do not recall, a codec call.
Where did that bastard go?
I'm right here, asshole.
No.
Where they're talking about how her name means like Kojima is a god in Japanese, almost, or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Jensen, what's your 20?
I just killed a lot of people.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jin's communications booster. If you can, disable it.
Roger that.
I had not seen that one before.
Over there! The bastard!
Is this still considered stealth? I mean, like, if I leave no one alive to tell people I was ever here, that's pretty much the same as me, as no one ever knowing I was here, right? Oh my god. I can't see shit. What the fuck, dude? You want that's how you wanna play, huh? How about this shit? Yeah, how you like that, huh? Uh-oh. Here's why the 10mm pistol's so good. See how it took me like almost like 30 rounds to kill that one guy? Watch this. Bam, dead. Bam, dead. Ah, shit. Oh my god, those... Who else? Who else wants some? Aha! Double takedown, motherfucker! Call me a lawyer, is that what he said? Where are you? See, one shot. Dead. Dead. I won. I guess I could have just gone through there. Snuck around the whole thing. Yeah, oh well, what are you gonna do? Who else?
Okay, keep your eyes open. I'm going to go see if I can find anything.
Grenade time!
Miller, I've disabled the Jin's comms booster. Should make it harder for them to listen.
Completely silently!
With luck, Singh's cover will still be intact when this is over.
Roger that. Moving on to primary target now.
Wow, look at that.
Listen up, everyone.
Nailed it.
James hacked into the Jin's radio signal. Checking the patch now. We should be hearing Singh any second.
خليل الراجل اللي هيبقى علينا الحاجات جايه كمان شويه. روح قول لبقيه الناس ان انا هعصلكم. وخليكم.
I can hear him, but it's just gibberish. None of it's making any sense. I think something's wrong. It needs to be recalibrated or something. It just sounds like baka laka laka. Fuck your coffee. Is that everything? I think so. Oh. My bad. My mistake. Sorry. Good thing I can just single shot take him out. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm just about to wrap it up actually because I'm about to pass the fuck out. I'm incredibly sleepy. You made it just in time. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I hope to see you guys again very soon. Get some sleepy sleep. I know I need to, because it is... Holy fucking shit, it's 6:20 in the fucking morning. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Thanks again. I hope to see you guys again soon. Take it easy.